Hello, my name is Brian Aldana, and today I'll be covering a couple of different topics discussed within our macroeconomics class at the College of Staten Island. So, macroeconomics has to do with a lot of how much a nation's income is doing, GDP per capita, a lot of supply and demand, and personally, I like to remember it by with the three P's: how businesses are and consumers are making choices such as prices, purchasing, and production. Other than that, it is a huge spectrum that covers other topics such as spending opportunity costs, incentives, economic growth, inflation, supply waves, all types of things, equity, etc., etc., etc. So today we actually have three topics we'll be discussing, and they are opportunity cost, spending, and incentives. So we will cover their definitions and why they're so important to us. The first one is spending. And in the very first week of class, we discussed this. Spending equals income. There was a statement that was taught to us by our professor, and it goes, one person's spending is another person's income. This concept is very important because it is basically the backbone of the economy. Every dollar that you spend goes into someone else's pocket, and so on and so forth. So the money you're spending supports businesses, which then therefore continues the economy to continue. Now, two examples of this include, let's say you go out to eat on a Friday night, right? You go out to eat on a Friday night, this nice Italian restaurant, and at the end of the night, the waiter brings the bill. Okay, fine, you pay the bill. Whatever form of payment you use, those funds are going to be transferred over to the restaurant, which the restaurant will then use those funds to pay the waiter's salary, let's say the chef's salary, um, and let's say the ingredients, the receipt, the bill for the ingredients. So you'll be giving the supermarket that you bought the ingredients from income also. Now, that's just one short, quick example you may relate to. Another one, let's say it's cold December morning and it snowed 6 inches last night, and you don't really feel like getting up to shovel your driveway and your walkway. Ding dong, two kids ring your doorbell. No problem. Here's $40, guys. Please do a good job. If you can salt it also, that'd be great. So that money that you gave to those kids, they're gonna take to the store because it's cold out. They've been shoveling all morning. They're gonna buy themselves a hot chocolate and a muffin to eat for breakfast. Oops, they're gonna buy themselves a hot chocolate and a muffin to eat for breakfast. That money you gave to them becomes their income. Now, when they buy that hot chocolate and they pay for that muffin, that becomes the deli's income, the store owner's income, and he can use that to go buy more ingredients, more things for the store, etc., etc. And that's just two very simple examples of how it works. Now, over here, I have four reasons of why spending is very important. You don't realize how important spending is, but it promotes economic growth, and this, in time, increases the standard in living. When people have more money, they are happier. They have more money to spend. They will go out more. So spending increases standard in living over time, so it promotes economic growth. Now that kind of goes hand in hand with the second one, increase in production and resources. When you have more money, you have more ability to buy land, labor, capital. You have more land, labor, capital. You have more ability to buy more resources. Number three, you got jobs. When you're spending money, people are working. So job spending money promotes job stability. Spending money keeps people working slash paid. And lastly, it promotes economic stability. When you spend money, it keeps the economy moving, so that keeps the money flowing constantly. And that is good. That is very good for us. Okay, now we've reached our second topic of opportunity cost. In class, we spoke of opportunity cost, and the definition given was what we must give up in order to get something. What must we give up to get to in order to get something? And I think we all know what the definition is speaking about from experience, you know. Everything in life has a price, whether it be monetary or not. Everything has a trade-off. So, and the choice is always going to be yours. Now, I gave you two examples here, right? I gave you two examples. You could choose number one, which choosing not to study for your macroeconomics midterm to work a couple hours overtime resulted in you failing your exam. I know we all need some extra cash right now, but listen, you had the opportunity to make money. You made the money, but you failed your test, so that was your cost. And a second example, you decided to study all night for your macro midterm instead of partying with your friends. So in return, you scored the highest grade in the class. So you missed out on the experience with your friends, but you did score a great um, midterm exam grade. That was your opportunity cost. And lastly, our third topic, incentives. Um, I wouldn't say incentives are bribery, but incentives are defined as factors that encourage or motivate someone's behavior. Now, incentives are not all based off financial standpoints. You know, there are three types of incentives, and I have wrote them down here: financial, non-financial, and moral. Financial meaning cash, um, non-financial meaning like like not or moral. Moral would be like doing good for a charity. So here we have two examples. And the examples I've given are companies offering bonuses at the end of the year for hard work. If you work hard, your company appreciates that and they notice it, so they give you a bonus of cash. Let's say you make extra 10 G's at the end of the year just for working hard. That's one example. Now, companies there also will sometimes offer bonus shares, which is a part of the company. Sometimes they'll give you a small percentage of the company for working there for so long, working there so hard. And this has been proven to work successfully in business models because usually when people are a part of the business, they want the business to win and succeed, so they work a little harder. That was a freebie. I didn't even write that on here. And the next example given was store offers. Let's say first in line gets a free sandwich or 10,000 in line gets a free sandwich. People are going to rush to the store. They're going to want more sandwiches. They're going to buy more sandwiches, trying to win. So these are three different ways that people are incentivized. People will usually, another example, non-moral, people will usually work for nonprofit charities because they'll feel better about themselves. So that's another incentive. And lastly, these are our key takeaways from today's presentation. Number one, spending keeps the economy flowing. Number two, every decision has a trade-off. And number three, incentives encourage decisions made by consumers and employees. Now, on that note, I hope you have a good day.